Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Lunchtime. I am Noah Hiles. He is
John Bozica. We're in a different space today.
This is not the WHBC studios, and as you can see, we're in Casa de Noah Hiles at a, I'm not going to tell you where I live, but it's in an apartment complex. And
Raise the Jolly Roger.
Raise the Jolly Roger. As you can see, I got my shoe collection back there, a nice basketball hoop on the door, because apparently I am still 12 years old, John.
He is.
We have social distancing going on. It doesn't look like we're 6 feet away from each other, but we are. We measured it. Camera tricks make it look a lot like we're a lot closer, but we're actually...
We've edited out some of the apartment in between us.
Well, no, you're closer to the camera, and that's why we're...
Sure.
Yeah. All right, so we're on the letter E. After doing the letter D earlier this week, great response from that. We appreciate everyone tuning in. And, on a separate note, I'm glad that we can give people something else to think about for a little bit.
Yeah, me too. I was saying that today. Turn off your phone, Noah.
I will.
I was saying that today that, throughout all this, the biggest thing is that I know we all look forward to Governor DeWine's press conferences.
Oh, yeah, they're great.
But you got to think about some other things. You got to do some other things. So Noah and I here, we're just trying to make your day just a little bit better by telling you something that you probably didn't hear before.
Absolutely. So letter E, do you want to go first or shall I?
Sure, I'll go first.
All right, so we're starting with a person for the letter E. John, who do you got?
Emilio Estevez.
Wow.
Coming right out with the...
Wow, okay.
Couple of jabs.
Yes.
Couple of uppercuts. Star of arguably one of the greatest sports movies.
Quack.
Of our childhood.
Quack. 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 Quack.
The Mighty Ducks.
Absolutely. Hell of a coach.
Star of the Mighty Ducks.
Mm-hmm.
Gordon Bombay, right?
Yes.
Great movie. Honestly, I don't know that I have to tell you much else. I mean, he is related to the whole Sheen family. What
else was Emilio Estevez in, aside from Mighty Ducks?
I can't really think. I saw a movie with him last year, and it wasn't as good as the Mighty Ducks. So, pretty much the Mighty Ducks
John,
1, 2, and 3.
If this concludes your argument, I just want to say, I had two people written down here, and you didn't take either one of them. I would have highly suggested taking one of these two instead of Emilio Estevez.
But I'm going to say that, honestly, I'm trying to appeal to the heart of the people that listen to us.
Okay.
Because, I'm guessing a lot of the people that watch us and listen to us are of the same age that we are.
Demographic.
So they remember watching Mighty Ducks 1, 2, and 3.
Which one is your favorite out of the three?
I think the third one is probably...
Really? I hated the third one.
I like the first and the third. I didn't really like the second one.
The second one's the best! That's where they had the knuckle puck is introduced?
No.
That's where they play for Team USA?
No,
first
and third.
Oh my god. Second one's the best. That's where they do the flying V and they come together. There's so much good stuff.
I'm never a big
They take on the Iceland team.
I'm never a big second movie person.
The sequel? You're not a big sequel guy?
Not the second one. I like the third one. I always think the third one is
Rocky 2? You didn't like Rocky 2? Him versus Apollo Creed?
It was good.
He wins?
Rocky 1 is better.
I disagree.
And then I enjoy the comedy of Rocky 3 and 4 more than...
I don't know. Rocky 3 and 4 are just great.
They're kind of comical, though.
Yeah.
Because of great fights. Go ahead.
Anyway.
Your person. You have two choices. I almost went with one of your choices.
I gotta go with Elvis.
Sure.
He is one of the most famous people in the history of America, if not the world. My backup plan, I thought John would go with Elvis because you seem to, be picking older, like with Charlie Chaplin and everything, but...
I almost went with somebody that nobody would know, but I decided not to do
Alright, well, I'll go with Elvis. Few people define a decade, I think, and Elvis defined an entire decade. The 1950s, if you were to name, the top 5 most important people of that era of time, Elvis would easily be one of those top 5 people. When you think of the most influential musicians of all time, I think you go with the Beatles, Michael Jackson, but Elvis would...
Yeah, pop musician, sure.
Yes, like mainstream popularity and everything.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
He had movies, and he was really one of the first people that had, obsessive fans. If you think about, Beatlemania, or how, everyone drooled over the boy bands in the 90s, and Bieber, One Direction, all those guys later on. But before all of that, it was Elvis and just the screaming fans and everything. He had a sudden death, which kind of adds to his legacy, and then Graceland is still it's a national tourist attraction.
Depending on who you talk to, he might still be alive.
Could be.
There are those theories out there.
Yeah.
That, to me, proves your greatness. Like if people are still trying to figure it out if you're alive because they want to like get to know you and get to like discuss like about like where you could be so much, and he is unique to that.
Yeah.
I would say. Like people all the time are like taking pictures and they're like, "Hey, this might be Elvis." I just watched a clip the other day in the movie Home Alone.
Mm-hmm.
At a point where his mom is like getting her ticket to try to like go back to New York to like save him. Like there's a point in it where there's a guy behind her that people say is supposed to be Elvis.
Ah.
If you search Home Alone Elvis, you will see what I'm talking about. It's crazy. It's not real, but it's still entertaining.
So yeah, Elvis, it's just, I mean, he's not someone that's just in music history. He's in history books. He defines a period of time in our history. So that's my argument. You want to make any further arguments for Emilio
No,
Estevez?
I would have picked Elvis too. So.
Okay, so place.
That's the guy that I wanted to pick, so that's why I didn't pick anybody really that could, like.
Why wouldn't you take him? That's why I took more notes. My backup plan was Eddie Murphy.
I kind of thought about Eddie Murphy too. The other person that I thought of, as I said, that nobody would have known was a great playwright. His name was Eugene O'Neill, but I decided not to go down that path.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't.
So,
Place.
Yeah, go ahead. You can go.
All right, for my place, I'm going with Ellis Island. You want to talk about significant places in history? Ellis Island, of course, was the busiest immigrant inspection place from 1892 to 1954. More than 12 million immigrants were processed there. And another cool thing about it, it's less than a mile from the Statue of Liberty.
Wow.
You'd hear those stories of people coming to America with like a nickel in their pocket, and that's all they had is a suitcase and a dream, and they would see the Statue of Liberty, and they'd come here and be treated poorly, but battle through and live the American dream. And that's, to me, Ellis Island, places like that, that's what America is. You come here with nothing, you have the chance to be something.
Isn't that what we all want in this world?
That literally was the American dream. It
It
started at Ellis Island. Also, very underrated scene from the movie Hitch is when he takes her on a date to Ellis Island, and he finds her grandfather's signature, and she said he was a butcher, but he was actually a serial killer. So she like sees his signature and just breaks down crying, and he was like, "Oh, so like he was a butcher, but like not the good
butcher."
Yes.
There's a scene in The Godfather 2, I believe it is, where a young Vito is going through Ellis
and he
Island.
like didn't talk, right? So
Not really. Actually, we figured it out one time. Like my Greek ancestors, some of them came through Ellis Island.
I'm sure all of us have at least one family member. Yeah, down the line somewhere.
It was really hard for me to think of a place really that started with E.
I mean, there's a pretty big one.
I mean, I went with Egypt.
Yeah.
That's what I went with. Because, I mean, it's really actually important to the world. I mean, it is. It's a huge part of the continent of Africa.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've never been,
Nope.
but I mean, when you think of like pyramids and things like that, and kind of like that whole, I guess, sand vibe that you would get, you know, Egypt kind of goes to the top of your mind.
Sand vibe.
It really does.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's the one thing I can think of. But Cairo is the big city there. It's the capital of Egypt. So
Sphinx.
Yep. I mean, when you think of everything that's Egyptian in the world, like all of like the monikers and like different things that we have and like historical
The
things.
Illuminati.
Like, go to any museum, and a huge part of it is Egyptian history.
Yeah,
I mean, it really is.
I mean, the pyramids are one of the 7 world wonders.
They are.
I mean, who do you think built them? Do you think slaves built them, or do you think aliens?
I don't know. I don't want to get into that discussion.
I got the documents right here, folks.
I don't want to get into that discussion. No, I mean,
No?
they really are. It's like one of those things that I hope in one point in my life I can see those. You know,
Yeah.
go and see pyramids, but. The only pyramid I've ever seen in my life is the Lux in Las Vegas.
Oh, haven't even seen that. I've seen some pyramid schemes by fellow college graduates of mine.
Always love that.
They
Always
slide
love
in your
that good-
DMs. Are you looking to get fit?
Always love that good pyramid.
You want to drink some tea and poop 10 pounds a day and
that great pyramid.
post something on Instagram that's 7 paragraphs long?
Trying to get you on that keto diet.
Yeah, whatever. Jeez, oh man. All right, so Egypt versus Ellis Island. John, you want to round it out with your thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna choose something that's honestly an essential to a great breakfast.
More food.
An essential to a perfect breakfast.
I mean, I know what you're gonna say. And
You can't have bacon and just hash browns.
Mm-mm.
You need eggs.
Eggs is the ultimate glue guy.
You need eggs.
Mm-hmm.
It holds everything together.
Sure does.
Eggs are, honestly, I'm going to say this. Eggs are endgame. It's what you want.
Oh no, I mean they're the foundation of the house that is breakfast. You can, like, if you just have bacon alone, it's like, what the hell are you doing?
Can't do that.
You can't have toast. What are you, a poor? Just eating toast by itself? I'm just kidding. I have toast all the time. But
great.
I mean, but bacon and eggs, bacon and toast, bacon and sausage, bacon and waffles. Or not bacon, I'm sorry. Eggs and toast, eggs and waffles.
Everything with eggs.
Everything with eggs. Eggs makes it a breakfast meal.
Well, and think about how dynamic eggs are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, you can put eggs in so many things. Eggs are in fried rice. You can put eggs on a burger.
Yes.
You can put eggs.
Permanis got egg on it.
I mean, like, eggs are just they're so versatile, and you can have them in so many ways.
Well, that's what you're just thinking. Eggs
scrambled, hard boiled.
You're just thinking of how we use eggs just to eat, just separately. You're also using eggs to make cake, like, I don't know. I've never made bread.
Baking. Yeah,
yeah, like baking and stuff.
It's
like,
essential.
Yes, they are. We're in tough times right now. Eggs are one of the things that you go to the store to buy.
They're cheap.
Yes,
they're good.
Like $1.
They're easy to make. I mean, like, I couldn't imagine a good breakfast.
They came before the chicken, or did they?
What came first, the chicken or the egg? That's for you to decide. I don't know.
You know it's not a good breakfast food?
What?
Bats.
It's very true. Bats are not good. Do not eat bats for breakfast. Noah, what's your thing?
Okay, my thing, John, is electricity. That's what my thing was. Social distancing. My thing is electricity, John. I think when we're going the history route. We talked about Elvis. We talked about Ellis Island.
Egypt.
I can't think of a more useful invention aside from maybe the wheel.
Yeah.
Than electricity.
There's a lot of like useful inventions though that we don't think about.
Today's, I mean, I guess like steel.
Fire.
Yeah, fire. It's kind of an element. I wouldn't really call that an invention.
But like somebody had to
You
find
could
it.
discover it.
Yeah.
Yes. And I guess electricity, you could make the same argument that it kind of can be an element because in
kind of a scientific
1752, our good friend Benjamin Franklin, Benny Boy,
Benny Franks,
flew a kite and said, "Hey fellas."
He said, "Yo,
what are you doing tonight?" And Thomas Jefferson and George Washington, all those guys were like, I don't know, probably like drinking ale in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, Yingling. And he was like, "Hey, I'm flying kites." They're like, "Ben,
probably gonna grab a pen."
Did you not listen to the forecast that was screamed through the streets because we don't have radio or television yet? And it's supposed to rain." He goes, "Yeah, I know. And there's gonna be lightning." And they're like, "Not this again. Not this again." He goes, "I'm flying a kite and trying to get electrocuted." So he flew a kite in 1752, and he had a little key on it, and the purpose was to prove that there was electricity and lightning. And he got electrocuted. He still lived. And they're like, later on, they're like, "You know what? Because of that, we're putting him on money." And that's why. That's why Benjamin Franklin was on money. He also wrote a pretty important paper one time.
He did do that.
Yeah, sign an autograph. That was more important. Anyway, more than 100 years later, in 1879, a lot of people have been messing around with electricity. Thomas Edison produced reliable electricity in 1879. He literally had a light bulb moment, created a light bulb. And
he was like, "It works."
Yes, and people were like, "Holy cow, we don't have to use oil lamps anymore." Speaking of which, do you know how they used lamps aside from oil? You know what they used?
Kerosene?
No, but they used whale blubber. They would kill whale, like the Hartford Whalers, the old hockey team.
Yeah.
Like whalers were people that would go kill whales and burn the blubber in lamps.
Heard you can chew on whale blubber if you so feel the need.
No, we're under hard times. I'm not going to write anything off.
I mean, opposed to gum.
Yes. Or tobacco.
Wacky tobacco.
What do you got a lip in? Copenhagen? Nah, just beluga.
A little bit of beluga.
Yeah, a little bit of
and not caviar.
great white. That's a shark. God, I'm stupid. what's Shamu? Killer.
There's orcas.
Orca, that's it. Well, there's killer whales, aren't there?
Yeah, there are killer whales.
And then SeaWorld's like,
And then there's
we're just
Free
gonna
Willy.
move them. We're gonna move them to a different tank.
And then there's the original.
Kill someone in Florida. Go to California.
The OG, Free Willy.
Yes, he was a killer whale, wasn't he?
I don't know.
Killer sweet. Got some air on those jumps. And then FDR in 1935 helped get electricity to rural areas, specifically the Tennessee Valley. And because he was
like Murfreesboro area, probably.
I don't know, Chattanooga. Maybe go to a Chattanooga Lookouts game.
Gallatin.
They're tired of playing 1 p.m. baseball games.
Gatlinburg.
FDR's like the
Gatlinburg.
Lookout fans deserve better. Vanderbilt.
Ooh, the Commodores.
Yes. Did you know Anderson Cooper is a Vanderbilt?
I didn't.
Yes.
But now I do.
But they were like the richest family ever, right? One of them, and they lost all their wealth. Like, he is the only current descendant of the Vanderbilt family to be a millionaire, but he acquired it all on his own.
You know, something I forgot to say about eggs.
Yeah.
That just came back to my
We
mind.
are
right now.
everywhere right now.
That just came back to my mind. The only good thing that you could get at Otterbein in the, like, Cardinal's Nest where we could eat, because everything was Cardinal related, as I'm sure at Mount Union everything is Raider related.
Not really.
It was at Otterbein for some reason.
It's all named after people at Mount.
Like, we had I can't even remember, but we had, like, the Otter Zone,
The Kick Cafe.
there were a lot of otter things, too. Otterbein was a weird place.
Yeah.
It's a great place, though. The only good thing that you could get there were omelets on Sundays.
Okay,
Like,
yeah,
honestly
we had
speaking.
an omelet bar.
Like, in those omelets, they just...
Yeah, we would do an omelet bar on Sundays at Mount. And,
They hit a little different.
And the Pirates also, when I covered the Pirates on Sundays, the media buffet, they had an omelet bar.
Ooh.
Yes. It slapped. So.
That one hits a little different.
Yes, it just hits differently. So my 3, Elvis, Ellis Island, electricity. John, you had Emilio Estevez, Egypt, and eggs. You let us know who won. Hope you enjoy the decor.
If you ever wondered 3 things that will never go together, just watch these episodes of Lunchtime, and you'll find millions of them.
You don't think Emilio Estevez ever ate eggs in Egypt?
No.
You don't
And
think Elvis ever went to Ellis Island and did the
Discovered
electric
Alexis.
slide?
I'm gonna guess that he didn't. Social distancing. Social distancing.
We'll see you next time.